Tai Chi fans. This is Dr. Barry Ackerson, reaching out to all the members of Stephens Family YMCA and any other aficionados of Tai Chi, especially those who've taken my Tai Chi class at this YMCA at Stephens Family. Today, we'll be doing a few warm-up Qigong exercises and then reviewing the basic 8-form Tai Chi form. Sorry for the raspy throat, it's not COVID, but allergies do get to me this time of year. So, please bear with me as I try to get all of this in the small frame. First, let's start with our opening exercise, the grand opening. Just like last week, gets everything stretched out. Remember to breathe in as you're reaching up and out as you're coming down and closing in. So breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, getting a nice flex in our knees as we're coming down and breathing out. It's a rainy day today. That's unfortunate for the desire to do Tai Chi outside, but it's a good day. You can pick any room in your house where you have enough room to move in. Could be the basement, could be your office like I did last time. Today I'm sort of in a dining room area, living room area. Okay, now let's do spiral arms up a few times, back of the hands coming together, pushing up, pushing elbows in, and spiraling at the top, rotating. So they're rotating up. Step back a little bit further so you can see that rotation. And two more. And now, spiral arms down. So the arms going the other direction, going up first, breathing in, tips of the fingers coming together, then the backs of the hands, then pushing down, and at the end, they're at the bottom, turning or spiraling. So we get this silk reeling motion that we're calling spiraling. Silk reeling is a Tai Chi term for many of these movements we do where they're turning and rotating hands and wrists and arms. So you just get the mental imagery of a reel of silk. Just turning and rotating. Again, breathing in and out, coordinating it. Again, I wasn't sure how the music would do on the video. Normally when we're in the workout space at the Y, we're in one of the studios, we have nice music to go with us. Today I passed on that, so I wasn't sure how it would come across, and I wanted to make sure you could hear me. So one more, and then we will sync energy. Good. Now, let's do another good. I don't think we covered this last time. And it has that ancient Chinese proverb, high five. Just kidding. We call it high five in our modern terminology simply because that's what it looks like. So as I'm sinking, the idea here is my upper body stays in place. I don't turn the waist. I mean, I do turn the waist, but I don't turn the hips. So the upper body turns. That was my mistake. Upper body turns, but the lower body from the hips on down stay in place. So I sink a little bit as I push. Pushing with both hands, as you can see, both in front and behind me. And then I bring it up and I turn the other way. So the waist is turning, but not the hips. This actually is a good core exercise. Breathing out as I push, letting the air flow back in as I let up. Just imagine that you've got somebody on either side of you and you're giving each other a high five, both in front and behind. And don't lean, don't push, back up straight, turning, keeping the hips straight, legs straight, while the torso, upper part of the torso rotates. Do a couple more on either side, on both sides. And now let's knock on the door. This is our other closing exercise. Sinking, if you remember sinking energy, we do use a great deal. Knock on the door is the other one. Okay, one of my favorites, we did this last week, but I'm going to do it again today. Really good right now. Allergies are starting to get to my throat now, but just in terms of helping your breathing, as well as helping you stretch and some of your internal organs, is open the window. So we turn to one side, one arm across, the other like this. My palms are, so it's like I'm pushing up under a windowsill while pushing down with the arm that's across. So pushing up and taking a deep breath and down. Turning to the other side. Now, you can turn all the way around or just a little bit to one side. As long as you're getting to this other hip, you're fine. And be sure to get a good stretch in here. So I don't want to extend my hand straight up. I want to keep as much as possible my hand in this flat position. So I want to get maximum stretch here, and I want to work my lymph nodes, which are important in our immune response. Nice deep breath. We don't leave the window open too long. It's a rainy day, so we don't want the rain getting in. Just enough to get a nice deep breath, and then let out. Okay, once more on each side. And sink energy. So we've gone side to side, up and down. Let's kind of finish with one of our usual beginning exercises, open and close the chest. That's back forth. It's also a weight shifting exercise. So again, starting with, if you can see this, see if I can get closer or further away, I'm not sure. Knees bent, rear foot is about a shoulder width behind, pointed 45 degrees out. So I'm shifting my weight from forward to back. When you go back, you want to make sure you're staying upright. You're not going further than the supporting leg. When you go forward, you can lean over that leg. You don't want, I don't like to go too far. Some people like to really bend over. I don't particularly. I like to maintain balance all the way. But as far forward as I can to be balanced. My hands are together. As I shift my weight back, I open up my chest, spread out my arms, good deep breath, and come back in. Open and close the chest. So I open the chest, and I close it. You feel the stretch in your chest as well as in your shoulder blades and your shoulders. Now you can't see it probably, but my forward foot, as I go back, I'm raising the toes and I'm putting them back down as I go forward. This is optional, but it strengthens the muscles in your ankle. Helps with balance. When I do it, I also make a point to feel a little bit of a stretch in my calf. Let's do a couple more. And we will switch to the other side. So now this foot comes forward. The knee is bent. Back foot is turned 45-degree angle. Put my weight forward, hands come up, and I shift back, open up, raise the toe, come back forward, close in, breathe out. Breathing in, nice big breath. Exhale, all the old stale air goes out. Nice, beautiful stretch here. And one more. And forward. And we will step back, feet shoulder width apart, even spaced, and sink energy. So today I said I would work on a basic 8 form, Tai Chi, basic 8 Tai Chi form. So in Tai Chi, we tend to talk in terms of Qigong. There's active or moving Qigong exercises, which is what we just started with and what I focused on last week. There's static or resting Qigong, which also could translate into what we think of as meditation. You can do it standing, you can do it sitting. Obviously, I'm not doing that on a video, but I like to do it either in the middle of a practice or at the end of a practice. When I teach in class, I usually do one in the middle class and a sitting one and a standing one at the end. Other people will do a sitting one after the Qigong, moving Qigong, then do the basic 8 form in our advanced class, then we'll do a standing one, and then we'll do some more advanced moves, work on an advanced form. Anywhere you work those in, it's important. It's considered a part of the Tai Chi practice. Now I'm going to do what most people think of as Tai Chi, which is a Tai Chi form, which is a series of movements. In some ways you could think of it like in Japanese martial arts and karate, you think of a kata, or a form, which is really almost like a simulated fight. There's some differences in that. If you had multiple attackers, you probably wouldn't have the luxury of doing this and that and there. But it helps to think of what the purpose of the movement. So whether you have a dance interpretation or more of a martial arts interpretation or just an exercise interpretation, having some idea. So the very first move, we're going to learn these individually and then string them together. The very first one is fairly simple. It's the way we start most of the Tai Chi forms. Okay. First, we sink, then we raise up, hands to the shoulders, then stretch out as far as you can without being off balance. Then I bring my hands back to my hips and down. Okay, ready again. One more time, we'll do that. So I'm just standing here, knees very slightly flexed, sink as I push down. Rising up as I raise my hands up, extending out, bringing it the chi back to my center and down. Okay. The next movement, that's a fairly simple one. The next movement, excuse me, I'm losing my voice, not a good day for this. I'm going to start from the end of this movement. I'm going to cross my hands over, make a big circular motion with the right arm. It's about halfway through. This left arm comes up for a big circular motion. And then at the end, I turn back, close my hands, and then I'm going to take a very, very small step to the right as I turn, as though I'm knocking or blocking something out of the way. Hands turned, arms up. But I keep this hand in place. I have not moved this hand. And then as my hips turn back, this hand stays in place, so it's now at my dantian, midpoint. Elbows bent, hands here. Right? This movement is called lazy about tying coat. So let's do lazy about tying coat again. I think I forgot to mention the first one's called the preparation. So from the end of the preparation, we have lazy about tying coat. Reaching down, as though I was pulling a big sash. You imagine an old coat like a bathrobe or something. Open, bringing it back to finish tying it, and then final tug or block against an opponent, turn back in place. Okay, we'll do that one more time. Lazy about tying coat. From here, cross, big circle, turning back in and closing. Now, very slight step out to the right as I pivot or turn in place, turning my hips, keeping this hand here and back. Now, after lazy about tying coat, I'm going to push with both hands. So I'm going to see how good the video is working because I have to move and see if it keeps up with me. So the right hand comes under the left, pushes up, releases. Here's the tricky part. You can't see my feet, I don't think. At least I can't. I come here. And now step up. All my weight's on the left foot. Right hands come up, step forward, and push. So that's the push with both hands. So I'm just going to start a little further over so you can see that a little better. Again, starting from here, this hand comes under the other, lifts it up, over here to this right corner, then the hands separate. Now I turn my hips, and I'm doing a heel pivot. You can't see it, but I'm actually lifting my left toe, pivoting on the heel of my left foot, which is my forward foot. And I step up, both feet together. Now I wind up, this is the wind up, and I step forward, putting all the weight on my right foot while I push. Okay, one more time, going all the way through, push with both hands from the end of this. So, big motion, heel pivot, wind up, step weight on the left foot to the right on the right foot. I'm pushing, I'm stepping and pushing. Now our next motion is going to involve coming from here, and I'm going to, excuse me, extend this arm back, and you notice my weight shifts from one side to the other. So I've got most of my weight or all my weight on the right foot right now. This hand comes back. As I do this from one side to the other, whichever arm's going backward, that's where the weight goes. That's the weight on that foot. So I'm going to touch palms. Now weight's on the left foot. Now I'm switching weights on the right foot. And as my hands are coming together, I'm literally crossing. This is cross palms 4 times. So I'm pushing across, as though I'm pushing somebody's hand off my wrist or my arm, or I'm wiping something off. So this comes forward, pushing, and pushing. So if somebody's coming from behind, I'm slapping them or hitting them. If somebody's grabbing me in front, I'm knocking their grab off. Okay? So We'll try that again. So we start from, I just pushed, right? So cross palms 4 times. So I'm going to reach back, right arm, turning, pushing, turning, pushing, shifting my weight side to side each time, reaching, pushing. Again, weights, left arm's back, weights on the left foot. I know it's reversed for you because you're watching this on the video. Okay, so at the end of it, once I've done this 4 times, I end up here, weight back on my right foot. Now our next motion is called step back and whirl arms. It's going to be tricky to show this on the video because there's a lot of moving back and forth, but I'll do the best I can. So I'm going to start here where I just finished with the last palms. I close my left foot in, that's this foot, in, bring my arms in close, step back into this defensive posture, and the left arm continues around in a big circle. Once it's all the way back here, the other foot, in this case my right foot, slides back even with the other one. And then I continue to bring this arm over. So there's not really stopping, I'm just stopping to demonstrate. Then I bring my hands together, reset my posture, bring the right foot in, ready to step back. Bring this back. Now I'm having to adjust on the screen. Third step. And I finish in this last defensive posture. Like I said, this one's a little hard to show well on the screen because I have to do a lot of moving and you can't really see my feet, but I'll try it again. Step back, it's this motion, and whirl arms, which is the big circle with the arm. It's just that while I'm whirling this arm or rotating this arm, the opposite foot also comes back so that it ends up in an even position once I've completed my movement, so that I'm then ready to take the step on the other side. So we'll do step back and whirl arms again. From the end of across the palms. So bringing my hands in, shifting weight over to the right foot, left foot comes in, left foot steps back, left arm comes back, right arm, right leg now slides back as I'm whirling. And then I close the posture, step back, second time, whirling arms, straightening my right foot, bring the left foot in, step back the third time, whirling arms. And I know I'm about to go off the screen. Then the thing is I just step back a final time. After the third step, I do one more step back, but I don't whirl arms. I'm just over here. So from step back and whirl arms, our next motion is a beautiful one, very Tai Chi. It's the 4 cardinals, or Pong Lu, On, and Ji. So from this position, the first is I drop my hands here, ready to come up, Pong, and back, Lu. Now, pivoting on my heel, my left heel, this foot to the farther side of me. I'm coming up, feet together. Then I'm pushing out on a 45-degree angle, on. Then I bring it back and down, G. And so now, I come up on the other side, Pong, Lu, pivoting, on, stepping out, G. Okay, so we're going to do that twice. So we'll, again, start from this last defensive posture, the last step back, hands back and sweeping up, Pong, sweeping back behind you to this corner, Lu, pivoting on your heel, left heel, hands up, on, and then just shift. This is just a weight shift, it's not a step. G. I'm settling the energy down by my rear foot and my down to the hip. Now to the other side, I'm going up, pong, back, move. Now the heel pivot, stepping up with the rear left foot, out to this corner, left foot goes forward, on, and back, G. So we'll do that one more time, pong, on, and G. From here, pong, blue, heel pivot, on, G, other side, pong, move, on, and G. The four cardinals, meaning four cardinal directions. So from here, how do I get into my last movements? I do one more pong, I bring my arms up. The rear foot now is shoulder width apart, and I want to line the 2 feet up. So as I bring this arm up, the rear foot slides back. So now both feet are lined up straight. I complete this pivot, bring my hands up here. Now from the last class, if you watched the last class, you may remember cloud hands. The only difference here is I'm doing cloud hands while stepping to the side. So I'm going to move way over here to start. So go once, stepping out. 2, bringing my feet back together. 3, stepping out. 4, closing. 5, stepping out again. And on 6, we're going to reverse direction. So from here, I'm actually going to close my feet, moving to the left now. We're moving in that direction. Stepping out. Closing my stance. And at the end, up at this corner, I bring it down to the center. And then the last movement, you already know, it's sync energy. Like any of our exercises, sync energy signals the end. So we'll go through the cloud hands one more time, and then we'll do all 8 together. Okay? So I've got my feet here at the end of pong, on, and G. And as I extend these arms forward, this back foot shifts, just slides behind me. As I bring my arms over, turning my hips, and now I close my right foot in so that my feet are closed. I'm in a closed stance, meaning the feet are next to each other. So now I step out with the right foot, one cloud hand. Step in with the left foot, another cloud hand. Step out with the right, stepping in with the left, stepping out with the right. This is movement number 5. Number 6, if you remember, we reverse directions. So now I'm going to bring the right foot in and close, going to my left. Stepping out with the left foot, moving to the left. Stepping in with the right foot, moving to the left. And at the end of this, reach up to this corner, step out in this shoulder width stance, and sync energy. Now, let's do all those together. It's really pretty easy because the first one is the preparation. It's fairly simple. The last one is sync energy. So really 6 major motions that you need to remember. So we'll see how well we can do because of all the moving back and forth, and I'll do the best I can. So I'll call out the beginning of each one and then just do it. The preparation. Lazy about time coat. Push with both hands. Cross palms 4 times. Step back and whirl arms. Once, twice, 3 times. I'm going out of the screen now, so I'm going to just adjust. You step back again, but I'm adjusting my stance so you can still see me. So I'm ending up in this defensive posture still. Now, the 4 cardinals, Peng, Lu, On, and Ji. Peng, Lu, heel pivot to the corner, 45 degrees, On, Ji. Peng, Lu, heel pivot, On, and Ji. And what do I have in my hands? You may say that's chi, that's energy. So now I'm going to adjust that rear foot so it's going to line up. So now my feet parallel. As I bring this hand in, the right foot has slid in with it, sliding together. So now I'm ready for cloud hands. I'm going to move over a little bit for this. Cloud hands. Stepping out, now stepping in. Open step. Close step. Open step. Now reversing direction, close step. Open step. Close step. Chin up, stepping out with the left foot, bringing my energy down, the chi down, and sinking chi, sinking energy. Okay, I hope that was a good class for you today. I know these videos can't last very long, but thank you for joining me, and I hope you could see enough of the 8 movement form.